Hey guys, let's try part 2 here of our get together. Man, our party got crashed, all right? Crashed just like that because of connection. So I changed up my connection. Let's see if that helps. Fingers crossed. Might have to wrap myself in some foil wrap. But we'll see how it goes, all right? So if you could see me out there okay, let me know. I figured I would paint the shelf that we found at Goodwill. And I wanted to get to it tonight over on Facebook. If you were over there with us, my stuff is still drying here behind me. Hey, Elizabeth. Oh, good. I'm glad that's better. Hey, Lisa. Patty says, I'll see ya. I'll see ya. Hey, Carol. And Jen's on here. Evelyn, Pam. Nice. Okay, good. So we were painted over on Facebook. I think a lot of you guys might have been over there. But for anybody who has not, we just announced tonight that we have 3 new products rolling hot off the presses. And they'll be ready over the next couple weeks. So tonight we opened them up for pre-order if you want to reserve yours for sure. And also you'll be first in line to get it. And so for the next 24 hours, we're just doing an extra $5 off at checkout when you get the what we're calling the holiday collection, which is this beautiful color called back here. It's called Sugar Plum. This is almost dried. And then we did, which I'm loving, this gorgeous ginger bread. We had an old color called ginger spice at one point. This is our new take here in 2020. Loving it. By the way, this was the one that we found. Hey, Zoe. This is the one that we found when we were over at that Village thrift spot. So would you have taken that home too? Because I am loving it right now. Lisa said she's switching up over to the TV. That's how I watch YouTube as well. I love to put it on the TV. So I love to snack in bed. I'm totally somebody who snacks in bed. Tell me if you'd be so mad with me. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, do you. But I do. I look forward to the end of the night, which is probably what you guys are doing right now. You know, just kind of relaxing and seeing what somebody else is doing out there, poking around, visiting somebody else online, seeing what they're up to, getting some ideas, you know, maybe here for a little chit chat or to see the community here live. It is nice when we go live because we can all be together, right? Bed snacking is awesome. Matt gets mad at me sometimes. He's like, oh my God, look, you got like, you know, there's crumbs in the bed. I'm like, it's okay. It's on my side. Just like, you know, brush them off. It's all good. But I do love, I'm a bed snacker. I am a late night owl and I love me some snacks. Pam says bed snacking is where it's at. Yes, right? And you know how like the weather changes and it's colder now? We have not turned the heat on, but there's been some chilly nights and like last night was one of them. And you know, when it's just colder in the house and this big old home, she gets a little bit breezy, right? With the old 100-year-old windows. And so, you know, you can just feel the chill. But I like that because, you know, I'm not somebody that would switch on the heat. And I said to Matt, I'm like, let's not turn no heat on. Like, just put on an extra sweater. I'm all about the layers. I love the fact that we can, you know, put on layers. And yeah, I am here for it. Pam says, I've moved to Panama City Beach. It's been a while. You just moved down there? Oh my goodness. Wow, that's really warm down there, right? Panama Beach. Okay, I don't know. Tell me, is that like down in Florida? Would that be the one down in Florida? You have to let me know. All right, so this is gonna be the guest of honor tonight. I mean, she's so big, she can't even fit all on the screen, all right? But we love her. So I was trying to think what color I wanted to do her. And you guys know that I have my, the Berry Dance hutch in the dining room. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'll put the new color Sugar Plum on this one because I feel like with the Berry Dance and the black glaze, it's got this dark fuchsia kind of color going on. And I think this could match in quite nice with it. So, and then I wouldn't have the glaze it. I'll just go ahead and paint it and maybe do a little shabby style, meaning that I won't fully cover it, but I thought we could enjoy a little bit of that brown wood coming through. Oh, so it is the one in Florida. Yeah, how are you guys doing down there, by the way? Tell me, yes, good question. I think it was Lisa just said, with the storm, I haven't seen any updates tonight. I'm going to try to push you guys back so you can see the full piece. But yeah, I haven't seen any updates tonight with the storm down south. Holy smokes. So you guys have to be my news channel. Yeah, until I go up. And this is when I usually catch up on the news and stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. I'll even watch my news on YouTube and see what's going on and just get caught up. I have never been through a hurricane. I mean, there's been some really windy nights, but I've never experienced a like tornado, thank goodness, or anything like that. So are you somebody that lives in an area that can have things like that happen, that Mother Nature really packs a punch? I guess being up north and living on the island, I mean, you know, you deal with the ice flow being blocked in, you know, whether the ferry can ride to get you off the island. So sometimes you might be stuck, you know, and there's obviously huge snowstorms, crazy snowstorms. I once saw and witnessed a snowstorm, like a major one, in June. So it's a weird place like that, right? But nothing. You lived through Katrina when you lived in Mobile, Alabama. Oh my goodness, was that scary? That was a big one, right? That was a bad one. Holy smokes. Matt, have you seen any of the news?
It's going pretty good, actually.
Really?
Some of my Marine Corps buddies were showing everything blowing around the house. But other than that,
yeah,
so far so good.
Oh.
Power's out.
Right? Yeah. When Matt was in the Marine Corps, he would tell me, because he was stationed down in Camp Lejeune, and I'm going to move some of these so I don't end up painting them with sugar plum. And I was actually talking today with a company to get my paintings scanned so I could start to sell them and do some prints. So stay tuned. I promise I'll get to it, all right? Pam said, I've lived through some, but tornadoes are what you get in Alabama. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That is so scary. They say that when a tornado comes, it kind of sounds like, is it a train? All right. You know me, I can splash a little paint, so nothing about a little shabby painting that you wouldn't see, but still for all, let's just move it all, right? I think so too. Sugar plum will make beautiful shabby roses. Stay tuned, vlog this week on the shabby roses. So I was painting out of this tray right here. So the sugar plum, so the gingerbread, which is this color over here that you can probably see, and then sugar plum, and the last thing I should just mention is the clear tintable glaze. So you can make any glaze that you want. I put a whole bunch here. I'm going to throw some back into my can, but you just add some color to it. I do roughly a 4-to-1 ratio, meaning like 4 teaspoons or tablespoons, depending on how much you're making, but just like keep it so your paint stays nice and fluid, and you are able to glaze over the paint below it. Is do like a 4-to-1. So in my mind, I just do like, 4 teaspoons of the glaze and then 1 teaspoon of the color that I'm going to make it into whatever shape. So I got to move this. All right here. I got to move this. Watch and see. I'll be stepping in that later. Not that I haven't stepped in a bucket of paint before. Do you remember the one time? Oh my gosh, I'll never forget it. Half mile from the beach, but wind never got over 50 miles per hour. Okay, well, that's good. I'm glad you're safe. One time I painted cabinets. I kid you not. And I still remember this. You might remember this because I was like traumatized. Luckily, the homeowner was very, very sweet, and the paint didn't get anywhere other than my foot. I was coming down off a ladder, and I had the bucket of paint at the bottom of the ladder. It was just perfectly down there, and I was up, and I had my hard soled shoes on because I was on the ladder. And when I got up to the top and I was working my way down to the bottom, because I had a little tray in my hand that I was doing on out of trim or something. Don't you know that somehow I hit the jackpot and my foot fit perfectly in this bucket, like of all the places it could have been. So yeah, I was painting some of these cabinets, and I backed my way off the ladder and totally just put one foot in a big old thing of paint. And then Matt was there with me, so I had to stay in place while he literally, I picked my boot up and and I think I left that night with my foot in a clear baggie. Yes. Right? Yeah. The owner was so sweet. She was so nice, right? She was like, "Let me wash your shoe for you. Let me do that," right? Do you remember that? Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, you don't have to do that. It's just my paint shoes. Seriously, it's okay." She was so sweet. We painted her kitchen mouse in the house. I'll never forget the color because it was on my shoes. It is a pretty color, isn't it? What's that?
I got plugged in. Keep talking. I am watching.
You're watching too? Okay, cool. That is my live studio audience. There you go. So what's new and exciting with everybody? Tell me, what are you into these days? What are you looking forward to? Like I said, the weather is changing, so fall is amongst us. I do like fall. I find I sleep better. Oh my gosh. Matt has a fan on. I'm glad he's not here right now because he'd be like ready to debate this with me. I like to sleep in peace and quiet. But in this old house, we don't have AC, so we run fans. And he runs his fan, and I cannot stand the sound of it. Even though he'll try to put on a softer fan, like I don't know, I don't like noise. I like it nice and quiet. And especially in this house, I like it super quiet because, you know, I will wake up at a pin drop. So I like to be able to know what's around me. You like the sugar plum? You liking it already? I'm gonna love this so much. Oh my gosh. And I forgot to take my before photo, of course. You know, what are we gonna do? But we ain't stopping now. So I'm excited too because when it gets cooler like this, I find I sleep better and I don't have to deal with Matt and his fan because he won't turn it on. He doesn't need it. So life is good, you know. So what are you guys watching out there these days? Any good movies that you started to watch? I gotta get a whole list of fall movies to watch. 'Tis the evenings when it gets all dark and just dark and cozy. What, Oreo? So I like to watch documentaries, and I watched the other night, I think it was the night before last, I stayed up and I watched the new Paris Hilton documentary. Anybody also watch that one? It was almost 2 hours. It was all Matt on the other side. He's like, I am here. So I just watched that. That was interesting. I do find it interesting when people tell their stories. I've just always been fascinated by, I don't know. I find it interesting what makes people tick. Like I enjoy watching on YouTube reaction videos where like a person that can kind of like, you know, was this person lying when they said it? Or what does the body language tell? You know, Lisa says, on the TV it looks pinkish. It is like a purple red color. Definitely a plum color. It might be just the way the light is. Let me see if I turn it down a little bit because there's a lot of reflection going on. Can you see that? You can see this. There we go. Let's brighten it up. Just like that. But yeah, I do enjoy watching like documentaries and stuff like that. I do find it fascinating. I started saying what makes people tick and stuff, right? Oh, you're watching the ACMs and me right now. I know. There are people that are in bed right now, and then there's me. Painting a shelf in plum. By the way, I only paid $5.99 for this shelf, so I think that's pretty darn cool. Thompson's. Oh, I watched the Ted Bundy documentary on Netflix. Never heard that one. I'm gonna go look that up. Yeah, I think like the last time me and Matt took a drive, I just enjoy going down the rabbit hole of, you know, you see these people and then you hear their story, which I just find fascinating. I have always found stories to be very, very interesting. A lot of you guys might remember me telling you that I was a reporter with the CBC back in Canada. That's my background is journalism. So, you know, I went to college to study journalism and broadcast. I always enjoyed it. And when I work with the CBC, and that's how I met Matt, because I was covering a story about Matt being involved in the Marine Corps at the time for a news story. But I always enjoyed, my favorite kind of news story was human interest stories. Like, I found it just so amazing just to interview people, and I just think people are amazing, right? Like, everybody has different personalities, and we all bring a little something to the table, right? Think about the things in your life that, I don't know, just what makes people tick, right? And what makes them do what they do, or, you know, I also love listening to shows where people talk about, I'm a Capricorn, where people talk about, like how they started a business, right? Like, I find that so fascinating. And, you know, just like the places that you go and how they started. Like, I was listening to one about Five Guys and Fries, which is one of my favorite places. And yeah, I was listening to like the people that make the stuff that you have in your kitchen. Like, for example, a bread that we're really, really loving on right now is a bread called Dave's Killer Bread. Anybody try it? And it's like has all the grains and stuff into it. And it's really good, really hearty bread. And me and Matt both love it. And I listened to a story where he was interviewed about, you know, his life and how it started. And it's just, people are fascinating, you know? If you take the time to get to know people, like their story, right? I don't know. I just think it's so neat to sit down around a table and hear a story about somebody and how they grew up, you know, and we just all got stories, don't we? All right, I'm going to drop in a little bit more. Oh, that would be good, Deborah. That sounds like something I'd be into too. Just like, yeah, history being made, right? Yeah. All right. Let me grab my stuff here. Give me 1 second. I'm going to pour out that little bit more. So that's always neat. I'll probably just let this sit here and dry tonight, and then tomorrow just stress it a little bit. Once it dries, remember it will dry darker as well. I watched the McDonald's documentary. Did you guys ever see that one on Netflix? You know, just the start of McDonald's. Stuff like that, man. It's just fascinating. Speaking of fast food, Matt hooked me up. I got done with my Facebook Live and I did not realize it. I knew he got pizza, but guys, he got my favorite kind. He got the kind that has pineapple on it. I love me some pineapple on pizza. So he hooked me up with a flat crust. And by the way, I have always been like, when I do splurge on Little Caesars, I've always done the stuffed crust. And what is Matt? He's January. So what would he be? He would be Aquarius, right? So, yeah. What was I saying? I totally forget what I was saying there for a second. I don't know what I was saying. Oh, yeah, Matt hooked me up. He did, with the pineapple pizza. Yes, Lisa Ann, pineapple and Canadian bacon. I am here for it. I'm all about it. He actually did a ham, pineapple, bacon, and onion, I think. Oh, so good. So good. So I was always doing when I would splurge, and, you know, life's about balance, right? Life is about balance. You shouldn't deny yourself. Just do it all in moderation. So I did pizza tonight, and I've always loved the stuffed crust pizza, and I'm a creature of habit. So if I get one thing and I like it, I can probably eat the same thing forever. Like, I could be like, if I made something and I would eat leftovers, I could eat them for like as long as they're good, like day after day after day. I am an all-in kind of girl. And I've been doing the stuffed crust, but have you tried the flat crust from Little Caesars? Like, how did I not know that that was a thing? This is going to be so nice decorated. Look how gorgeous this is. Now, all this stuff right here. And by the way, you can wet distress as well, which let's just do a little test to see how she's going to look. Let me just grab some paper towel. So wet distress is when your paint's not completely dry. If you don't want to create any sand dust or anything like that, it's just a different sort of style of distress, or usually your distress marks come out a little more softer. Ooh, she's rocking and rolling. So we can wipe some of that off. You see that right there? Let me see, can you see that? Lean you in a little bit closer. Right here, if you can see it. But if I take a sand pad, it'll probably go down a little bit further because we're just wiping off to this brown. But if I take a sand block, it'll probably go a little bit darker. And maybe then if I monkey shine, it'll really nourish that wood and make the distress marks even more vibrant, right? So, okay, let's just paint that over again right now so she all looks the same. So when I come out tomorrow, I can do some distressing. Oh, I wanted to do some giveaways tonight too, didn't I? Let me see what I got left here. Yep, everything dries to a flat mat. They're all done to give you like a super vintage feel, but know that you can change it because you can pick a different sheen. So if I don't do the banana peel polyacrylic in matte, then and keep it like flat and old and worn, just a warm, cozy look, then what I can do to give it like a little bit of boom is to do the glossy banana peel, and it'll put a sheen onto the top of it. So if you like a little bit of like, I don't know, I always called it like shabby glam, and I do love that. I love shabby glam, where the piece looks old and tired and worn, but when you put like a shimmer, the shimmer poly banana peel on it, which is like the what we call the peat, the metallic paint poly all in one, stuff like that with a glossy, it gives a little bit of the, just the upscale look at the very end, right? Oh, thank you, Wanda. I saw your order come in. Yes, make sure you're posting all the projects that you guys are doing over at Junk Monkey Paint Projects on Facebook, because I love seeing it. Okay, so what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, let's do a giveaway because I've got another fantabulous owl bag. And if you like me and you love just the colors and stuff like that, so my hands are pretty clean so I can show you the inside. I gave out a couple of these over on our Facebook Live, and these are new that we had left when we did our store clean out, and so I want to share with my friends, right? Oh, really? She loves everything time worn. And for me, I think it's when I see like time worn growing up on a very windswept rural island in the middle. It's a rock. They call it the Rock in the North Atlantic. Everything, like even the trees, if you see the trees, they don't grow like normal trees because there's so much wind. So everything is just blasted by the, just the wind and the rocks and everything, right? With all the strong winds. And so the boats, everything time worn, right? The stages, the wharves, they're all painted in fun colors, which is one of my favorite things. And I love that time worn look, right? It's easy to maintain. It's easy to get to, you don't be a perfectionist when you paint, and it really does make your home feel lived in. All right, so let's go ahead and do a bag giveaway for this lovely owl right here. And let me think what we can do for a, I'm going to have to see your comments here. So let me see here. Do you guys all know how to share a video on YouTube? I'm not sure if you do or not, so that might be a little bit hard for you guys. There's actually 3 buttons in the top hand corner. I think that's where it is, or it's right below it, just depending on your view. And you can share it. That would be amazing if you would. It keeps my vlog going and my channel going so we can continue to hang out. So I would appreciate your support. But let's do a quick question. So let me think of a good fall question because I want to read your answers. And I'll just pick somebody who chatted and left a good answer, and then just be prepared if your name is called here in a few moments to email me at junkmonkeypaint@gmail.com. Put owl bag winner in the subject line so that way I won't miss it, okay? Pam says, I'm a Potterhead, so owls are my spirit animal. Oh my gosh. I love Harry Potter. Don't get me started on that. I want to live down at... down in Orlando over at Universal. ever gone through like Diagon Alley. Oh my gosh. So amazing. You know, it's so funny when I go down there and I look at all the Harry Potter, you know, the replicas of what they brought to life from the books, is I look at all that and I'm like, yeah, that's, you know, Junk Monkey this with whatever, you know, black glaze on Lucky Clover. Like I can see all the colors. And I look at our colors and I'm like, yeah, right. It's all those fabulous colors that just exude the, you know, just the vintage time worn, just lovely, lovely looks, right? Yeah, I need to do those over there, don't I? I think I got these. But let me think of a question. Let's see. One that I didn't do on Facebook as well. Let me think. Well, oh, thank you for sharing. Is it Mary? I think I just saw before you disappeared. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, let me think. Well, I asked for movies on Facebook. How about we, I don't know, let's just do somebody says a question about Matt. Have you painted a shabby owl? I have a couple hanging out around me. I had to figure out where they went, but I have done some owls because I too love me an owl. So maybe I'll have to pull them out. Maybe we'll have to do a shabby owl, a new one as well on Facebook. Okay, I'm just trying to think of a good question here. Let me see. I'm thinking. Okay. I just want to hear from you guys. So, what was up to this date like one of your favorite fall memories? Just one of the things that when you think about fall that puts you in a good place, and you just, whether it was a person, whether it was a trip that you took, an experience that you did, you know, like you did a wagon ride or something like that. Tell me what floats your boat and what is something that you have just a good memory of, right? Hillary, burning leaf piles. Now that I live in town, I'm probably going to have to burn some leaf piles or do something with the leaves. When we lived out in the country, it was a little easier, right? Scary hayride. Oh, I love that. Cider mill with cider slush. Oh my gosh, Ronnie. Oh, that's awesome. Lisa Ann says taking bike rides with her dad. Pumpkin patch with the grandkids till they went to college. Utah in the fall. Well, we traveled through Utah when we went to California, and I had never seen anything like it in my life. Those mountains. Corn roast. That sounds good. Oh my gosh, corn roast. Crunchy leaves. The garden. Yeah. You guys have, like, all your comments are coming up super fast, so you must have really good memories. I think fall is like one of my favorite things to do. Let's see here. Melody Fisher, she says, taking the grandkids to the pumpkin patch. All right, Melody, I'm going to pick your comments. So email me over. Thank you for sharing that with me and all of us here, giving us all ideas. We'll all want to go to the pumpkin patch now. So make sure you email me, okay? And I'll do another one here in just a second. Matt, I'm not picking you. Babe, I pick you every day. Come on now. Every single day for over 20 years. I pick you. You're welcome, Melody. Thank you so much. I know that you always comment on my vlogs and leave me well wishes. So I am happy to share my owl bag with you. So I have one. Matt kept the Matt kept the Johnny Lemon. Oh my gosh. My husband makes me laugh. Cracks me up. I swear. Oh my gosh. That's right. Can't keep me down. Can't keep me down. All right, let me see here. I think I might have, make sure we get rid of that. And we don't need that. All right, So I got one more of the Blondie bags. Fit for a rocker chick. Good for your, you know, your hauls, to keep in the back of your bag, keep in the back of your vehicle. If you need a recyclable bag, or you just want to store something inside of it, your cross stitch, your patterns, anything you want. So let's see here. Lisa says, I missed on the right pillar. You're right. This one? Is it this one? Would be your right, maybe? Let's see here. I'll just pick a random person in just a second. This one here? Oh, yeah, right here. Thank ya. Where's Matt when I need him? I shouldn't say that. He'll be texting me any moment, tell me the spot that I missed. Oh, yeah, I really missed that one right there. Not the best position to paint in, but hey, if it means that we can hang out live, we're gonna do it. It's really nice. Do you guys tend to paint on the ground? Matt says up top. Thanks, Matt. No, I got this up here. Oh, although I didn't get this over here. Matt, look away. Let me just get this edge right. Oh my gosh, I missed the whole side. Anyway, look away. Oh, look, a baby wolf. Look over there. That's right, Rashonda. So when you guys paint, do you paint on the floor? Do you put it on a table? What do you tend to paint on? Oh boy, we really missed all this. There's nothing worse when you got to take your paint out the day after. Maybe I should do underneath too, because if I put it up higher, you can kind of see up underneath it. Anywhere you can, on a table, on the floor. Yeah. So last year we painted in the garage, and I have a great spot set up for it. But once the weather turned cold, and it does a lot quicker up here on the east side of the country, it gets cold, and then it's not so fun to paint when it gets cold, because you know things don't dry as quickly. It affects your paint job. So you want to paint not in hot conditions, and when you get below 50 degrees, yeah, then you're just asking for like your stuff to dry really weird. So yeah, humidity and cold can definitely affect, right? And then when you paint in heat, well, you gotta maybe mist as you go if it's super hot, but it's gonna be hard to paint in high temps because things will dry so quickly that it'll drive you nuts, because you'll feel like you can't get your paint down before it's already setting up. But one of the things that we are working on behind the scenes is putting a pallet stove in our garage. So that way, that's one of the next projects. You guys know that we just moved out of the storefront, so every single weekend has been taken out with something. So happy to have that behind us and not have to make the commute anymore. So, we have this weekend is booked up with super secret stuff. Stay tuned for more information on that. That's all going to be good, fun stuff in the name of fun and the Junk Monkey and the Junk Monkey Mobile. But we're doing some fun stuff this weekend. But what we want to do is, when we get back, is to put a pallet stove in the garage. So that way we can have heat out there and make use of that space. And, I can do bigger pieces out there because, when you paint in your house, then you risk getting paint on your walls and everything that you don't want painted. So, and I prefer not to. So I usually, this is my little paint area here that has been designated for just my area. So this is like, you come into this area, you might get paint on yourself, right? Elvia, so funny. Elvia, it cracks me up every single time you leave a comment to the effect of, I say that so many times, like a moth to a flame. Matt and the camera. Yep. Elvia coined that phrase. Oh my goodness. I think I got it all now, right? Operation Late Night Excitement. What's Matt doing? He's probably watching my vlog here, and he's probably playing Warcraft. Is that what you're playing, babe? He's probably gaming and listening to me because he just can't get enough of me. What can I say? All right, he's stuck with me. All right, let me just get a little extra on that top just to kind of saturate it up. No, I can't comment and game. Okay. Sure you can't. Are you watching YouTube without me? Elizabeth says, can't wait to meet you in person. Well, I'm telling you, we got the travel itch and we want to get out and travel. So I think that this next chapter will work out beneficial for the both of us. So we're working on something. We got something up our sleeve. And we'll tell you about it. Elizabeth, remind me where you live again. Remind me what state you're in. All right, guys, I am happy. I'm happy. I'm going to let this soak in and suck in. And this, like the board back here, this is like a homemade thing because, I don't know, the back board is a different plywood. I'm guessing it's a homemade thing. I think it's a homemade thing. So it's like parts of it is really sucking in the paint and stuff. Midwest, Missouri, Kansas City. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we will be coming for sure. That is a guarantee we're coming your way. Lisa Ann says, oh, Matt, when does the Dr. Pimple Popper air? He's here, so I'll let him answer that. He knows exactly. That's what we're going to do. That is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to like hang out. And so I want to get, out and to meet you guys and travel. We are all about that. Okay, Matt says, first episode, the 24th at 10 p.m. There you go. Albuquerque, Santa Fe. Ooh, that sounds like a beautiful area. Never been there before. So yeah, I'm gonna let this dry and suck in, and then tomorrow I'll distress and monkey shine. And so when I'm ready to do like the finishing for here, and this is gonna be a substantial piece. This is a statement piece. So I think it's gonna look really good with Very Dance Hutch. And you know how I always say, not just like to put one color one place, but to put it other places. So this will be really good. Do you remember that we got this as well when we went to, where was it, At Home? And I told you I want to start, I don't decorate one room all at one time. It's pretty much where the junk or the bargains lead me. So I got my Berry Dance Hutch in place. I'm not going to repaint it. I'm going to make the color work because I love color. Totally okay with that. But now my goal is to make it feel natural, is to start bringing things around it, right? So like I have, if you look at this little piece over here, I have this color in my rug, and I have green in my rug, and there's like a brighter orange in my rug. So, but I need to make it all blend and come together. So finding pieces like this, will be good. Because do you see the fuchsia color up here in this one? So let me see here. See how this is doing. So this was, oh my gosh, these colors look so fantastic together. So fantastic together. I got my Ipsy today. Does anybody do that? And they sent me a corduroy little purse, and I kid you not, each side of it, like to me, represented these two colors. And I'm like, there, those two colors are perfect. Like it's following me. They're other places. So I think we did a good thing. Now this guy right here that we painted in the new gingerbread, I'm going to distress it because it's dry, but we can start doing fun stuff like that together. Fun. But we're going to need some distressing, so we'll have to do that. The wood is pretty light below it, so I could do some edging on this if I want it to make it look like fake distressed. So yeah, Matt's episode airs next week on Dr. Pimple Popper. It's one of those things where, you put yourself out there and you just don't know what footage they're gonna use, or like I said, I'm convinced they're going to make me out to be like the crazy wife. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure they were all wonderful to deal with, so I'm sure it's going to be awesome. Put a candle in it. Yeah, that'd be nice. Look how nice that goes together. Oh my goodness gracious. These two colors right here are just beautiful. So I gotta take the plastic off of that. I'll probably put a nice white candle in there, to be honest with you. Maybe you put a white candle in here, and then if I paint another candle holder, oh, I guess I gotta get more candle holders, and maybe paint a white one right here to go with it, and put white up here, put a white one down here below this colorful base, and maybe one more to go with it. I think that would be really good. So that's the plan. Yeah, right. I put a second coat on this little guy here, painted my windowsill. Wonderful. So, you know, just little things like this. And, you know, when you start to fill it out, this will look really pretty, I think, with some greenery on it. Oh, stuff like this. I get these at Walmart, and if you're like me and you just want some little things to sit on your shelf, like look at that. These are only, I think I picked up these succulents for $3. That's all they were. And I got a whole bunch because I like painting the base. Like I've got a couple more over here that I need to paint. Where are you hiding? There's two more there somewhere. Yeah, so we did this one. We did this one in the plum. Oops. And then this one here. Love that right there. Oh, so pretty. All right, let's see here. Let's just set this here real quick. Oh, so nice. So, you know, put a few things in here, maybe a couple little small pictures. I can see something in here like a succulent with a hanging, you know, some hanging, what do you call it? Tentacles. It'll be so good. One says my nails match the new color. Yes, right? Never thought about that, but they do. Look at my lovely hands. Totally a hand model. Look at that. Who wouldn't want to hire me for a hand model? Like I said, it looks like I've just been involved in highly illegal activity, but but if this is wrong, I don't want to be right, all right? Okay, so there we go. Now we just patiently let this all dry. I come down in the morning with a big smile on my face and go in my robe, my pajamas, and be like eating breakfast and be like, let's just distress it a little bit. And we got a monkey shine. So stay tuned and I'll show you where it goes and how I finish it up because this one's gonna be good and I already have a spot for it. Thank you, Elvia. She loves the color. Tip it up. I do love the top up there. Like, it's just so cool, right? Leads your eye up. Yeah, it's going to be good where I have it in mind for it. So thank you, you know, thanks to a $5.99 thrifted shelf. Yeah. You can pay full price or you can go out and not, right? Melissa says, do you have to put a finish on it? You don't have to put a finish on it. It will dry just to a flat mat and you can leave it like that. So if it's not going to be like high use, there's lots of things that I paint and I'm like, I don't even need to finish that. One thing you will do when you finish it is that it makes the pigments pop. So they like really come to life and it will protect it. So it's up to you, but if this is just a piece, like this is just a decorative piece, so do I have to seal? Absolutely not, right? Beautimus, Jen says, Jen says, thank you. All right, friends. Well, it was so nice. Oh, that's a good one right there. That's a good shot. You can kind of see the top and the bottom. Love it. I love it. Thanks for hanging out with me. So say it with me. I gotta learn the new colors just like you guys. Sugar plum. And what'd you think of the names of them? Sugar plum and gingerbread. And then we have the clear glaze. So we put them on the website tonight. They're all available right now for pre-order. Just know it's going to take a few more weeks for them to finish up. But by pre-ordering, you reserve your can. So you're guaranteed to get it if we sell out. And pre-order will be shut off in a couple days. In the first 24 hours, meaning up to tomorrow night, we're giving you an extra $5 off when you load up the whole collection to help you towards your shipping. If you do $99 or more, just know that we pay the shipping for you. So you get to save the $5, plus we pay the shipping. So that's a nice little perk there. What else to tell you? So yeah, it'll just be a couple weeks and then you'll have it. You'll be first in line when it ships out. Melissa says, what is the glaze? It is just basically glaze is a translucent medium. So it's something that you can see through. So you put it on top of your paint to create antique looks or just customized looks. If you use the darker glaze, meaning like blacks and browns, it can really give something a tea stain, old timey sort of look, but you can use light colors to make things feel coastal and really lime washed looks. You can do all kinds of fun ones. So tonight we were playing and with glaze And it's just clear. And what you do is you add in a little bit of the paint to it. And then once your base layer of the paint is dry, you can then brush over the glaze and then immediately follow it up with a damp like piece of cheesecloth, something like that, and then wipe it off. And then you can still see your paint below, but it gives you this really cool look. I always say that it's like when you look at something with, you know, through a pair of sunglasses or something like that. So yeah, this is the other one we were working on tonight. So just doing fun sort of looks. We kind of added some more paint on top of the glaze, but you can just paint and glaze and leave it like that if you want, or you could just paint, glaze, you know, add more paint to it. It's really just a fun effect that you can do with your paint job. Let's see here. I can't wait to use the black glaze on both of these colors. Oh, the black glaze and the brown glaze are definitely the timeless traditional colors. If you have the clear glaze, the nice thing is that if you have the black velvet or any color of our paints, you can then customize your own, right? So instead of having a can that is completely all black, then you could do a clear can, and then maybe at times that you want the black antique and glaze, you just take out, you know, a little bit of that, and then you allot a little bit more for something else. It's like the monkey shine as well. And that's one of the reasons why we did not get into colored monkey shines, which is totally something that we could do, but we leave it up to you guys, because that's part of being creative, knowing that you can scoop out a little bit of monkey shine, add a little bit of the dried milk paint powder to it, and then instantly you have a black wax or a brown wax or anything like that, right? So I think for me as a painter that I love just knowing that I can concoct my own recipes. It's like cooking, putting together a good cocktail, and you'll eventually like find your own style and your own color combos, and that will become your brand. And for those of you who have booths and sell stuff, like people will begin to know, and you will have your own, like I said, your own color cocktails, your own recipes of what you use, right? It's a lot of fun. Melissa, when I started painting, I would obviously junk and find stuff for free on the side of the road because we had no money. That's how this business somehow blossomed and bloomed, just from the love of making a home beautiful and cozy and comfortable. It's your space that you want to live in and you want to feel good. And when you feel good, you know what? You're better to the people around you, right? It's just, yeah, there's a good vibe going on in your home. So, you know, first starting off, just finding pieces that were free or pieces that might need fixed. And that's why you got them for free, because I really couldn't afford, you know, furniture, a whole lot of furniture. But I painted my own home and got it beautiful when I moved from Canada to the US, starting over from scratch. And then I realized I love to paint. And that's when I started selling some stuff. So I keep stuff for myself and then sell some pieces. And so painting furniture is a great way to, well, you know, you bought a can of paint and you make something beautiful for your own home, but then you go ahead and you paint a few extra things and you can flip those pieces to make some money and then reinvest back in to get more supplies. And, you know, if you do what you love, the rest just happens. I have tons of old stuff and lots of wood, but I think I'll need tons of teaching and learning. Well, you can do it, I promise. Grab a brush and go bananas. It is that easy. It really is. You guys just saw me paint this tonight, so it's not hard to do. And then if you're tuned in here daily, then I'm sure you'll get lots of inspiration along the way. Yes, we can't wait to come back down to Florida. Everybody down south or in the way of the storms down there, please stay safe. Yeah, stay safe. And stay home and do what you got to do. Hunker down and yeah, get cozy. Work on a paint thing. Keep your mind off what's going on, and yeah, just stay safe and come back again. Stay safe so you can come back and hang out with us again. All right, friends, I am going to go eat some more pizza. My pineapple pizza. Always love hanging out with you guys, and I'll see you again tomorrow evening on the vlog. Thanks for being here. You're the best. I think you're awesome. Bye.